Now, everyone's seen the memes and compilations of players on coverage getting away with time violations and foot faults and complaining about how the rules aren't really enforced. I've heard a few solutions, like an official plays with every card, or the PDGA should put an official on every hole. These kind of present plenty of logistical challenges that I won't really rehash. What these solutions do still require is that a person makes a judgment call and initiates a confrontation. Now, most people can be biased or have poor judgment, and typically they might want to avoid confrontation. You know, after all, nobody wants to be that guy. So I got to thinking about this and I had an idea. And what I present to you today is the marker anti-confrontation technology. So in keeping with my theme of making things that look like bombs, I decided to make a mini disc that looks like a landmine. And for all you know, that's what this is. The way the marker anti-confrontation technology, or MAT, works is that there is a pressure sensor in between these two pieces of rubber that I hot glued together. Now, these two pieces of rubber are cut out to be the size of the legal area defined by the PDGA. When I step on this, an LED will light up, and that indicates that the player has stepped in the legal area. If a player doesn't step in the legal area, then the LED doesn't light, and there's no question the player has committed a foot fault and they can take a penalty. We open this up, what we're gonna see is a bunch of wires. I didn't go to school for electrical engineering and I don't like soldering. Right, so looking past all the wires, we'll see that we have the pressure sensor wires going into this breadboard, and it's forming a voltage divider circuit that's feeding an analog input into this Arduino. Now the pressure sensor acts as a resistor that changes its resistance once a player steps on it. That causes the voltage to change, which the Arduino measures, and based on the code I wrote, it tells the LED to turn on. When pressure is removed, the LED turns off. Now, we also see that I have a wireless transceiver, more on that later. I have two digital outputs. One going to a red LED and the other going to this buzzer. In the code for the Arduino, I also coded in a timer. Players making a putt, the red LED and buzzer will go off after 30 seconds from when the player first addresses their lie. Let me show you. And just like that, the LED goes off and the buzzer goes off. No confrontation necessary. The whole card knows that they need to take a stroke for excessive time. Wow. 30 seconds is a really long time. I kind of understand all the memes now. Also, I'm not wearing a watch. Now, I know what you're thinking, but James, what if a player doesn't want to mark their lie because they're right up against a tree? Won't the rubber affect their run-up and plant foot when throwing? You know what? You're right. Hey, I never said that this was a good idea, which is why I'm making a YouTube video and not filing a patent. Now back to that wireless transceiver that I mentioned earlier. If you see my previous video, you know that I've been working on improving my putt under pressure by getting shocked every time that I miss. But that setup wasn't wireless and it was pretty clumsy. I now present to you the dually integrated shock companion, or disc. Short. I'm not going to go into the details of how this works right now. I'll save that for another video, but this can wirelessly communicate with the mat and it can shock a player if they commit a time violation. Let's take a moment to imagine that the Pro Tour implemented disc mat technology on coverage.
7th at Vegas, but then had a really great weekend at the Memorial last weekend, and now we see what he's doing on the final round here today. It's still Nico.
Oh yeah, I also added a stun gun to make it sound more like a taser when the TENS unit gets activated. Okay, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Shout out to my good friend Pete for 3D printing the mat housing for me. Don't try shocking yourself at home. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.